Yeah, we're six. They drew on Thursday. Last minute equaliser at Racing Club White. I tell you what, I was talking to Rich before the game. He said that Racing Club White would get something from that game, and they bloody did. And we're online. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Right, let's come down a little bit. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. There's only one sub. I've just checked the team news. There's only one sub, and they've only had one sub for the last couple of weeks as well. So it's a very, very small squad. No, they're 16th. That's it. Ah, right, that's it. Yeah, Gavin.
No, wait, Olympic cavalry.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. On the day that we celebrate St. George slaying the dragon, Bolehall Swifts have got a mountain to climb tonight as they try and slay the beast that is Coventry United. They're top of the league now. They're 6 points clear, and in theory, Coventry United can wrap up the Midland League Division 1 title in everything but the numbers tonight if results go their way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hillz FM Matchday. My name is Liam Cook. I'm your commentator for today's game, and we're back. We are back live after a monumental, well, I won't say the word, but we had a couple of technical issues on Thursday night when we travelled to Pelsall. Can only apologise for that, but, and it's a big but, we are back live for this afternoon's game between Coventry United and Bolehall Swifts. And it's sad to think that today, 1 week today, the season will be over. A week today we'll be travelling to Sudley for the final match of the Midland League Division 1 season. But barring a monumental slip-up from Coventry United, then today's home side will be heading to that game as champions. They are nearly there, and in theory, if Bromsgrove lose this afternoon, they are at home to Hillz at the Victoria Grand. If they lose and Coventry United win, then basically United have wrapped up the title, because with 3 games to go, United would be 9 points in front, and they have a far superior goal difference as well. So, in theory, as long as United do their job and Hillz do theirs, then United could be celebrating a title win in theory tonight. Right, let's go through this afternoon's starting lineup, starting with your home team, Coventry United. Starting in goal, number 1, Rich Morris. Number 2, Pierre Moodham. 3, Tommy Glasgow. 4, Rob Prinzel. 5, Callum Burgess. 6, Jamie Coleman. 7, Rich Blythe. 8, Chris Cox. Number 9, Josh Blake. Number 10, Josh O'Grady. And 11, Gid Musa. And on the bench for Coventry United, 12, Martin Hutchcox. 13, Joe Connor. 14, Jaden Rickhouse. 15, Brian Love. And 16, Matt Brown. And by the way, I must apologise to Jaden, because Jaden scored on Thursday night, and I ended up awarding the goal to Kai Williams. So I must say that Jaden did score that goal, and what a goal it was. As he runs towards the dugout. He reminded me after the game as well. Make sure you correct it. I'm correcting it. He's on the bench today, wearing the number 14 shirt, as Thomas Glasgow returns to left back after a short layoff with injury. And Rich Blythe also back in the starting lineup today as well. And also, I was talking to Rich before the game on Thursday, and you know what? I'm thinking about getting Rich as an analyst on this broadcast when he's injured, because he said that Racing Club Warwick would get something against Bromsgrove, and by God, they did. They got a late equaliser against the team in second place. So there you go, Rich. If you ever want a job, you know where to find me. Right. On to the away team this afternoon, Bolehall Swifts. Starting in goal, number 1, Tom McNulty. 2, Ashley Guest. 3, Kyle Back. 4, Scott Goodby. 5, Michael Pollard. 6, Keegan Butler. 7, Nick Hadley. 8, Harry Brooks. 9, Joseph Obi. 10, Ben Michel. 11, Gavin Allers. And finally, on the bench, just one substitute today, number 12, Adam Clark. And we've got a lot going on here in the, with the teams representing the beautiful city of Coventry. Wasps are in action from, I believe it's 3 o'clock. And they will be taking on Saracens at the Majeski Stadium in the European Champions Cup semi-final. So good luck to Wasps as they travel to the home of Reading Football Club for their European Champions Cup semi-final with Saracens. Coventry City can get some payback on Doncaster Rovers today. A victory for the Sky Blues and results going against Doncaster Rovers elsewhere can send Donny down to League 2. And remember, Coventry City was sent down to League 1 by Doncaster back in 2012 at the Ricoh Arena. An awful day for Sky Blue supporters. And also, Doncaster got Richard Keogh sent off in his last game for the club as well. So yeah, justice for Keogh on that one. We'll keep you up to date with the latest goings on around the city of Coventry today. We've got a full fixture list today in the Midland League Division 1 as well. As previously said, if Bromsgrove slip up in their match and United win, they can pretty much seal the title this afternoon. And of course, don't count your chickens until they've laid their eggs or something. I don't know how chickens are, right? Right, let's go through this afternoon's matches in Midland League Division 1. Atherstone Town host Littleton. Bromsgrove Sporting versus Heath Hayes. Of course, Coventry United versus Bolehall Swifts. We've got Hinckley AFC versus Coventry Copsewood. Lichfield take on Cadbury at home. The Nuneaton Griff have a home match. Hey, listen to this. The Nuneaton Griff versus Racing Club Warwick. The fixtures do not get easier for Racing Club Warwick, but here's hoping that they can take a few points away from them, because in theory, the Nuneaton aren't quite out of the promotion race. They can be written out of the promotion race with anything less than a victory today. They are currently 8 points behind Coventry United, but United and Bromsgrove have played a game less than Nuneaton. So let's continue with the fixture list. We've got Pershaw versus Leicester Road, Pilkington Triple X versus Studley, and Stafford Town versus Heather St John's. There's a couple of fixtures during the week as well. Remember, on Tuesday night we are live again for the game at home to Heath Hayes, and then it's the final home game of the season on Thursday. That's against Littleton, and the final game of the season, which is in just 7 days' time. I know, I can't believe it's gone so quick, hasn't it? In 7 days' time, Coventry United travel to Studley for the final match of the Midland League Division 1 season, barring any sort of weather interruptions. Our very own Marion questioning why Joe Connor is on the bench. Well, he's our substitute goalkeeper today. Not quite sure where David Allen has gone. I think he's rather cheesed off that he's been dropped from the starting lineup after his 90-minute display against Pelsall on Saturday. We are just 12 minutes away from the scheduled kick-off time. In England today, and of course we're being very patriotic for an alleged anti-doping violation. So apparently Sacco has taken a banned substance. We're going to try and get the latest on that as and when we get it. Manchester City have won their match at home to Stoke this afternoon. Bromsgrove Sporting versus Heath Hayes. Right, we have now got the Premier League fixtures coming through. Of course, just told you that Manchester City won by 4-0 in their match against Stoke. There's only 3 Premier League matches left this evening. Aston Villa versus Southampton. Of course, Villa already down. They'll be playing Championship football next season. Bournemouth take on Chelsea, and A match that threw up a rather interesting scoreline a few years ago. Well, I say a few, around 20 years ago. Liverpool versus Newcastle. I'm not sure we're going to be seeing a, what was it, like 5-4 that day? We also have a FA Cup semi-final between Everton and Manchester United at Wembley. And I've got a feeling we're going to be hearing some cow noises very shortly. There you go. And I've just got a shout-out request from Simon Reynolds. He says, can you do a shout-out for Mia Carla Mason? Well, yes, we can. Mia Carla Mason, hello, good afternoon to you. And, of course, to Simon Reynolds as well. 9 minutes to go until kick-off here at Sphinx Drive. Coventry United, this is just their, well, one of 4 matches remaining. It's amazing to think, with just 7 days left of the season, we've still got 4 matches left. Absolutely sensational. So as things stand, Coventry United 34 games played. They've won 29, drawn 1 and lost 4. Now, I've got to admit, a lot of the United fans were calling me the jinx when I first came to United because before I arrived, United had only lost once. And since I've arrived, they've lost another 3 games. So that's what they've been calling me the jinx. But you know what? Terry Hampson's still unbeaten during his time as Coventry United's interim manager. Certainly putting a good word in for himself when it comes to appointing the permanent manager in the summer. He's yet to lose or draw during his time as United's interim boss. Twelve actually, he's got 12 players. One on the bench. Yeah. And of course, if you have anything to say on this afternoon's game, or if you just want a shout out, then Twitter is the place to go, at Matchday Hillz. And now another shout out request from, it's another Reynolds, Peter Reynolds. They're popping out of everywhere now. Can you give a shout out to Heather's mum Marion, who's 77 today? Well, yes indeed, happy birthday to Marion. 77, I'd say, well, I wish I could reach that age. I bet she's still looking fine for it as well. Right, the players are just coming down from the dressing rooms as the Coventry United faithful make their way into Sphinx Drive, coming out of the clubhouse.
Can you take some shots against Joe so he can get used to playing in goal again?
And the presentation for the Player of the Month was made before kick-off, and it was the skipper, Chris Cox, who received the Player of the Month award. And also congratulations to Keith Green, who is covering his 100th match. I tell you what, I hope I get a trophy for when I reach 100 matches as well next season. Hintsy, hint, hint. They're not against United playing recently. And of course, we are back live on Hillz FM's Matchday. We had some technical issues on Thursday, but we are back live. And we're back at Sphinx Drive as Coventry United and Bolehall Swifts make their way onto the pitch. Coventry United look to extend their unbeaten run and take another step closer to the Midland League Division 1 title. It's live Midland League Division 1 action right here at Sphinx Drive. It's Coventry United versus Bolehall Swifts, and it's live on Hillz FM Matchday with Liam Cook. And by the way, I've got a bone to pick with a certain Matt Brown, because after the Pelsall game, all the players and officials had to go to a clubhouse. But we didn't know, myself, Harry and Matt, that the clubhouse was actually about 2 miles down the road. So rather than getting a car or the team bus like a normal person, we decided to walk it. And, well, I say walk it. Harry and Matt left me behind and ran halfway down the road. Now, keep in mind that I'm 20 stone and 6'4", and I was carrying 2 rather heavy rucksacks at the time. And I'm with 2 professional athletes. Well, should I say 1 professional athlete and a coach. Well, I wouldn't even call Matt a professional athlete, actually. That's going to fine a little bit. But anyway, they run away. And there's me, as fat as I am, with 2 large rucksacks to carry, with some very heavy equipment in it, and you know, they left me behind. I ended up running into the clubhouse, and everyone was saying, "Why are you so tired?" Well, I'll tell you why, because those You know what's made me run. Right, before we get going here at Sphinx Drive, it's time to go through this afternoon's starting 11, starting with our visitors, Bolehall Swifts. Starting in goal, we have number 1, Tom McNulty, 2, Ashley Guest, 3, Kyle Back, 4, Scott Goodby, number 5 is Michael Pollard, 6, Keegan Butler, 7, Nick Hadley, 8, Harry Brooks, 9, Joseph Obi, 10, Ben Milshaw, and 11, Gavin Allers. And just the one substitute on the bench for Bolehall is number 12, Adam Clark. Starting for Coventry United this afternoon, number 1, Richard Morris, 2, Pierre Moodim, 3, Thomas Glasgow, 4, Rob Prinzel, 5, Callum Burgess, 6, Jamie Coleman, 7, Rich Blythe, 8, Chris Cox, 9, Josh Blake, 10, Josh O'Grady, and 11, Gift Musa. On the bench for Coventry United, number 12, Martin Hutchcox, number 13, Joe Connor, 14, Jaden Rickus, 15, Brian Love, and 16, Matt Brown. As the captains, Chris Cox and Tom McNulty, meet in the centre circle along with the referee and his assistants. The referee today, Mr. Harry Wager, along with assistants Christopher Wood and Stephen Johnson. Coventry United in their red and green strips. Bolehall all in blue. Will Bolehall be left feeling blue after this afternoon's match? And by the way, Pete Rounter said he's got told off by Heather's mum, Marion, for mentioning her age. Sorry, Marion, that's down to Pete, I should say. Pete's in the doghouse. The Bolehall to kick off. Live Midland League Division 1 football from Sphinx Drive. Coventry United, can they take another step towards the League 1 title? They can wrap it up tonight. If they win and Bromsgrove lose in everything but the numbers, it will be over. As Obi and Minshaw kick this game off. It's underway here at Sphinx Drive. Coventry United versus Bolehall Swifts. Bolehall had the ball with Allers. Plays it onto the right. Ashley Guest. The right back. Lofted ball forward towards Obi, and it's going to go straight to Rich Morris. In fact, no, he's left it for Moodim. He's got to be careful here with Brooks racing towards him. He's able to clear it. O'Grady receives a push in the back from Kyle Back. Rather ironic, really. And it's a free kick to Coventry United inside their own half. We've kicked off a little bit earlier here at Sphinx Drive, 2 minutes early to be precise. Of course, we had a couple of technical issues on Thursday. That's all sorted now. We are back on Hillz FM Matchday. Here's Rich Blythe, who is another player making his return this afternoon. Rather bruised ankle, kept him out of the game against Pelsall. He was acting somewhat as an analyst on Thursday for Hillz. Moving as well to dispossess Harry Brooks. Blythe puts it out for a throw-in off Obi. So we'll be keeping you up to date with everything that's going on in the wonderful world of football. The Coventry United in action here against Bolehall Swifts. We'll keep you up to date with Bromsgrove's home game against Heath Hayes. And of course, the Premier League action. Wasps' trip to Saracens in the European Challenge Cup semi-final. And of course, everything else. So the final score from Pride Park. Derby 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. And the final score from Manchester City is City 4, Stoke 0. So Manchester City up to third now. Coventry United sitting pretty at the top of Midland League Division 1, 6 points clear of Bromsgrove. Prinzel loses the ball to Goodby. The Musa as well to win it back. Musa puts it into the centre to the player of the month, Chris Cox, and he fires it over. That's a goal kick. A kick that Johnny Wilkinson would be proud of. Bolehall currently down in 16th place in the Midland League Division 1 table. They've won just 9 times. Only 4 teams have a worse winning record than Bolehall, those being Stafford, Heather St John's, Pelsall and Saltham. They're not going to be relegated this season, but it certainly hasn't been a campaign to remember. And of course, Coventry United, the highest scorers in the Midland League, 113 goals for United this season. They did the best defensive record in the league as well. And an early goal at Anfield, Liverpool have scored 1-0 against Newcastle United. The worst possible start for Rafa Benitez on his. And McNulty, the captain, prepares to take this goal kick. Now to win the ball back in the air, but it's headed forward once again. Back. Obi. It's well won back. Prinzel getting the final touch as it's blasted away. It's a foul on Josh Blake. And Coventry United have a free kick just outside the penalty area on the right hand side. And no prizes for guessing who's going to be taking it. Josh O'Grady. O'Grady prepares to swing in. He's got Blythe, Blake, Cox and Prinzel in the area, waiting to get their head in it. It's gone towards Cox. It's headed across goal. Out for a goal kick. Good delivery from Josh O'Grady. A solid contact from the player of the month, Chris Cox. Their action wasn't quite there though. McNulty will of course take the goal kick. Just 1 week to go until the season's over. There are still 4 matches to be played, including this one. And of course, a very happy St George's Day from everyone at Hillz FM Matchday as United lose the ball in the centre. Played onto the right-hand side now with Ashley Guest. Hadley. Obi picks up the long ball and it's won back by Glasgow. He's throw into Bolehall halfway into their own half. And surprising scoreline from the Championship. Bolton Wanderers lead Cardiff City by 1-0 and a goal from the Goldstand Stadium, Bournemouth 0. And there has actually already been a try. And Wasps lead by 7 points to 0. And it was Robson who scored. Conversion added by Jimmy Gopuff. So Wasps lead Saracens by 7 points to 0. As Rich Morris spills a lofted ball. I believe they've been giving us a foul anyway. A nervy moment there for the goalkeeper. And the ball towards the left-hand side. Blake trying to get there first, but it's shafted out by Michael Pollard, the centre-back for Bolehall. Throwing taken quickly by Glasgow. Blythe back to Glasgow. Moon's got space on the right. Glasgow's going to go on his own here. Now Blythe. Blythe making strides towards the centre of the pitch. He's played it back now to Callum Burgess. United look to build from the back, and he slipped as he tried to control the ball, and it's nearly cost United possession. Cox able to pick up the pieces despite the best efforts of Ben Mitchell. Prinzel has a long-range effort, and it's gone harmlessly wide. Power was there, but the accuracy certainly wasn't. And of course, you've got to have a go. We've seen goals like that scored this season. We've seen long ones, we've seen short ones, we've seen spectacular ones, we've seen free kicks, we've seen corners. We've seen pretty much everything during this Midland League Division 1 season, and we're expecting and hoping that we're going to be seeing a title lifted by the Red and Green Army in the next week or so. MK Dons lead at Brentford by 1-0. Goal kick taken, headed up by Obi. Playing a little bit of head tennis here of the Bolehall defenders, but Blythe's high boots on Keegan Butler is given as a free kick just to the left of the centre circle. Taken quickly by Goodby. Ashley Guest now. Here's Hadley. Obi on the outside of the area, shooting opportunity. And they took the clearance by Cox, blocked. A long range effort from Kyle back. And that's gone out for a goal. United 0, Bolehall Swifts 0. Brighton lead Charlton by 1-0 in the Championship. It's Coleman. And Glasgow makes sure he clears the danger, chipping the ball over. Ashley Guest, he strides down the left wing. Finds O'Grady. Play's been held up a little bit, but it's still O'Grady trying to work away from Allers. Back to Glasgow. Musa couldn't pick up the ball. Butler intercepts as Hadley runs down the right. Good pressure there from Carl Prinzel, winning the ball back for United. His lofted clearance. Blake is up the other side of the field, trying to put pressure under Scott Goodby. Headed back to the goalkeeper, and it's gathered by Tom McNulty, the Bolehall skipper and goalkeeper. So Coventry City still drawing 0-0 at the Keepmoat Stadium. We'll bring you up to date with the latest goings on there. And Wasps still lead by 7 points to 0 in their Champions Cup semi-final. And don't forget, tomorrow, the Coventry United ladies look of their own. They travel to Keys Park in Hednesford to take on Enfield LFC in the final of the Premier League Plate. Obi picks up possession in the centre. A lofted ball towards the right-hand side. It will drift out for a throw-in unless it's kept in. It is kept in. Glasgow couldn't keep it. Hadley. It's cut out by Cox. He's under pressure from Minshall, and it's cleared by the captain. Goodby makes sure that O'Grady doesn't get to the ball. It's put out for a throw-in on the halfway line for Coventry United. Score remains 0-0 after 15 minutes. Of course, kicked off a couple of minutes early here at Sphinx Drive. And a goal from the Victoria Ground. It's bad news for Coventry United. Bromsgrove lead by 1-0 at home to Heath Hayes. And Dugmore scored 1 minute in. A little bit late reporting on that one. So some have checked the Bromsgrove score, but Dugmore has been up at the Victoria Ground against Heath Hayes. So as things stand, United won't be able to wrap up the title. Well, they can't wrap it up numerically. This and Coleman playing at centre back with Moodim and Glasgow at left back. United have a throw on the halfway line after it was cleared from the penalty area. Moodim to take. Throws it to the right, headed on by Cox. He's heading it, but it's headed out. Bolehall tried to clear their lines. Here's Pollard. Plays it down line, only as far as Rich Blythe. Glasgow's in space on the left. He finds Cox on the right. Moodim making the run, looking for the overlap. Ball into the area. Can Moodim get there first? No, he can't. Shoved it out, and he does that well. It's a goal kick. Good defensive work from Bolehall Swifts. And a goal at Villa Park. And a shocking scoreline in the Championship. Hull City 0, Leeds United 1. Leeds lead at the KC Stadium. Poor passing cost United as they try and craft the opportunity. It's put into the area, and the goalkeeper able to gather it before Blake can get there. Here's Ashley Guest, striding forward from right back. He's got Hadley in front of him, and the pressure. Long ball towards Obi. Coleman gets there first, controls it to Prinzel. Plenty of time. His long ball to right back. Pollard. His lofted ball meets the head of Cox, but it's only headed on to Harry Brooks. Space on the left. Moodim comes across to try and cover. Cross is blocked. It's come out to Minshall. And Cox able to clear the danger. United contributing to an opportunity for Bolehall. Back, punts it forward. Brooks is able to keep it in, but it's put it out for a corner. Would have been better to let it go out for a throw-in. In fact, it's a Coventry United goal kick. Of course, it's going to be taken by Rich Morris, the man dubbed England's #1 by the Coventry United fans. I'm not sure what Joe Hart has to say about that. Of course, he's been ever reliable this season for Coventry United. The best defensive record in the league, just 33 goals conceded in league competition, giving United the best goal difference of +80. Bromsgrove with +55, meaning that a victory for United and a defeat for Bromsgrove would basically end the title race today. Bromsgrove currently leading. As Blake tries to catch up to the ball, it's going out for a goal kick. Terence praising the ambition of his players. 20 minutes gone, still no score. McNulty hoofs it clear. Headed up by Burgess, and Blake is offside. Free kick to Bolehall. Yes. Puts in the cross towards Obi and punch clear by Rich Morris. Good work from the United #1. Score at the Victoria Ground remains Bromsgrove Sporting 1, Heath Hayes 0. Dugmore with the goal in the first minute. Perfect start for Sporting. But not such a fantastic start for Coventry City or Coventry United, both sides drawing 0-0. Of course, United here at home to Bolehall and City at Doncaster. It's a corner for Bolehall Swifts to be taken by Nick Hadley. Put in towards the near post and headed out by Blake, but back into the area by Hadley. Cleared again. Brooks plays it onto the left. Millshaw. It's come off the left back Kyle back for a goal kick to Coventry United. Couldn't control the ball at the near post. And Bolehall putting in a performance more worthy than their team in 16th place in the league. A strong performance from the Swifts. Score update from the Championship. Blackburn 1, Bristol City 0. Bolton still lead at Cardiff. Brighton still lead at Charlton. They of course have been relegated to League 1. Hull are behind at home to Birmingham. Rich Morris gathers the loose ball. MK Dons 1, Brentford 1. Millwall lead at Bury. Shrewsbury lead at Gillingham, who are in danger of slipping out the playoff places. And Wigan are recovering from their defeat at Doncaster. They lead 2-0 at home to Southend, doing Coventry City a favour there. As Morris once again picks up the ball, it's headed back to goal by Coleman. Burgess, plenty of time at the back. Plays it to Blythe, who's under pressure from Minshaw. Plays it back to Burgess. Minshaw still making a mess of himself. Musa played back to Burgess. United just trying to look for some space, and right now there isn't any. Lofted ball towards Josh Blake and headed back to his goalkeeper by Scott Goodby and gathered by Thomas McNulty. You've got to give credit to Bolehall here. They're not letting United have any space at the moment, closing off all avenues of attack. Just about 25 minutes gone at Sphinx Drive. Coventry United 0, Bolehall Swifts 0. The goal kick is met by Burgess. That's a free kick to Coventry United, a foul by the number 6 Keegan Butler. United in no hurry to take this. Prinzel striding forward. The goalkeeper has asked him to wait. The ball's already been kicked. I believe he wants the ball taken from a more defensive position in terms of United's area on the pitch. It has been taken now. Burgess plays it into the centre and cut out by Allers. And Obi races onto the ball but slips as he tries to round Jamie Coleman. He would have been away there. He wasn't stopping for no one. Prinzell's ball, down line. O'Grady gathers it under pressure from Hadley. Turns his man. Blake. Now Glasgow, shooting opportunity. Glasgow. O'Grady on the outside of the area. And it's gathered by Thomas McNulty. Straight into the gut of the Swift skipper. Of course, United with a 6-point lead at the top of Midland League Division 1. After being behind for so long, they made their games in hand count. And a goal from the Keepmoat Stadium. Doncaster 1, Coventry City 0. And a goal from Tommy Rowe.
Go, Chris!
And Cox's run is blocked by Kyle Back, and it will be a throw into Coventry United in a decent attacking area.
Go, Pierre.
McSheffrey scored the Doncaster.
No, Tommy Rowe.
Go, Pierre.
Cox tries to play the ball down line, and it's well cut out. Kyle Back racing down the left. Plays it into the centre to Obi. Obi's met it. He's forced down Coleman under pressure from Musa. And United have the ball back as Cox clears his lines. Brooks only finds Musa in the centre. Towards the right, Pierre Moodin. Plays it back to Callum Burgess. United can breathe easy now. Pressure is over for now. Halfway through the first half, and of course we will be taking a short break at half time to swap the laptop batteries. So don't forget to go make yourself a cup of tea and be back here for kick-off for the second half at 4 o'clock. And Burgess can't control it, slipped off his boot, and it's gone out for a throw-in. And Kyle Back trudges over to take the kick. Still no score update from the Victoria ground. Bromsgrove still lead by 1-0 at home to Heath Hayes. The throw-in has been headed out by Obi, and Coventry United have the throw themselves, this time in their own half. Let's try and get a score update from Wasps. They're at the Majeski Stadium this afternoon in their European Champions Cup semi-final. As Cox picks up the ball in the centre, plays it towards the right to Pierre Moodham. No score change at Majeski Stadium. Wasps still lead by 7 points to 0 after that first minute try. Prinzell. The low ball towards O'Grady. O'Grady has it under pressure from Ashley Guest. Glasgow. Back to O'Grady. He's got a little bit more space this time. Moodham's in space on the right. Strides into the centre. Blythe switch. He flicks it on. It's eventually dealt with by the Bolehall defence. Still 0-0. Here come Bolehall with Obi. Put into the area, no one there, and Morris will let that one just drift harmlessly into his hands. So in the Premier League, Aston Villa 0, Southampton 1, Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1, Newcastle 0. Those are the latest scores from the Barclays Premier League, and Coventry City losing 1-0 at Doncaster. Obi beats Prinzell, but he can't beat Coleman. And United come away with the ball in possession. Glasgow. So Glasgow under pressure, down line to O'Grady. He's under pressure, he's tripped from behind by Michael Pallard. And it will be a free kick to Coventry United. It doesn't look like O'Grady's going to be taking it. O'Grady is usually the set piece taker, but he's heading towards the area.
No, come on.
Glasgow and, Glasgow's left it for Prinzell now. And Prinzell was taking a few set pieces at Pelsall. Taking the more long-range free kicks. Prinzell puts it in towards the far post, and it's caught easily by Tom McNulty. No chances of note for either side, I should say, so far. I'll get my words out. Half an hour played at Sphinx Drive. Coventry United 0, Bolehall Swifts 0. Blythe has it in the centre. He's dispossessed by Back. It's gone out for a Coventry United throw just in front of the dugouts. And the referee telling Pierre to take it a little bit further back. He tried to take it in front of the home dugout. He's been Going to have to take it further down line. He's throwing it back to his goalkeeper, Rich Morris. United look to build from the back. And they're being restricted to long balls towards the striker, with Bolehall cutting off all avenues of attack. United fans not being able to have much time on the ball, and a lofted ball by Prinzel is drifted out for a Bolehall throw. The current system for United of long balls from the back just isn't working.
Go on, Josh. Josh drying his hair on the pitch.
Throwing to be taken. Oh, he tries to get his head in it. It's come to Blythe. Boots were high there. He's lost the ball. And Blythe has forced down Nick Hadley as he tried to win the ball back. Free kick to Bolehall. Still 1-0 to Victoria. Grand Bromsgrove leading Heath Hayes by 1-0. And the goalkeeper, Tom McNulty, wearing the captain's armband this afternoon, trudges towards the halfway line to take this free kick. Hoofed away by McNulty in towards the penalty area, and Morris catches the ball under pressure from Obi. And his kick trying to find Blake, headed forward by the defender. Cox has his foot on it. That's handball claims against Hadley. Advantage was played. Cox has lost the ball, and it's a free kick to Coventry United, with the referee going back to the handball by Nick Hadley. The referee wants a quick word with the Bolehall number 7. As Matt Brown, Jane and Rickus go off to train. The referee with a few strong words there for Nick Hadley. No card required. In fact, no, he is pulling out the yellow card. He is booking Nick Hadley.
Go on, Josh.
And now Grady forced to take the free kick about 3 or 4 yards further back, thanks to words from Ben Minshaw.
Go on, Josh.
Grady prepares to put this in towards the area. He's got Blake in the centre, Musa on the outside to put in towards the area, and it's headed up by the Bolehall defender. Alice tries to clear it. Blythe has it on the right. Moodim crosses it in, and it's headed away once again by the Bolehall man. And the job's finished by Brooks. It's back in towards the area. Guest gets it away, but Musa picks it up in the centre circle towards the left to Josh O'Grady. He's got Glasgow in front of him, under pressure from Keegan Butler. Still O'Grady. And Cox tries to flick it on towards Glasgow. It's eventually cleared by Michael Pollard. The sun's starting to break out in the cloud here at Sphinx Drive. Hasn't exactly been a bright game so far.
Go on, Prinzel.
Prinzel strides forward, now Glasgow. Long ball to Gray, flicks it on, trying to be too cheeky there, but Blythe has picked it up. It's eventually cleared. Gray trying to do too much, they're just trying to flick it on to Blythe, and the flick wasn't exactly accurate. Glasgow, O'Grady once again. Striding down the left, under pressure from Guest. Looking for the cross. Puts it in. And Blake heads it towards goal. It's blocked. It's still Blake, though. Nicks it away from Brooks, who took too much time dealing with it. Now Moodim. Waiting for Blake. Finds some space on the right. Low cross. Josh Blake at the near post. It's surely got to be. It's got across the ball. Out towards goal. There's the first goal. And it's Thomas Glasgow with the half volley. Coventry United take the lead. 10 minutes before half-time. Great work from Moodim and Blake. It seems that the danger was cleared, but the Blake's cross was blocked. But it came to the outside of the area, and it was struck low and hard by Thomas Glasgow, and Coventry United have a 1-0 lead at Sphinx Drive over Bolehall.
Yes! Come on!
United have done exactly what they've had to do over the past month or so. They've been trailing Bromsgrove for so long, and now it's Sporting who are doing the chasing. I wonder what that kick was all about. They just struck it straight towards goal. And fed, well, as you can hear by the crowd reaction, has been, well, it wasn't exactly accurate. An update from the Keepmoat Stadium. It was Gary McSheffrey who claimed the assist for Rose opener for Doncaster, but the former Sky Blues man has now come off with an injury. So Gary McSheffrey is going to be playing no further part in the game between Doncaster and Coventry. And, well, Racing Club Warwick did Coventry United a favour on Thursday night by drawing at Bromsgrove, and they're doing us another favour here because they've scored at Nuneaton Griff. Nuneaton Griff 0, Racing Club Warwick 1, and it was a penalty for the Racers.
Come on.
So a quick reminder, Coventry United have now taken the lead. Thanks to Thomas Glasgow. Blythe's header. Blake, and a foul on, well, by Blake, I should say. McNulty has it. Skipper to take the free kick. This has been the most spectacular of games. The first real chance. Coventry United was scored. Cross put in by Bolehall, and Morris able to catch it. Despite some decent pressure there from Harry Brooks. After today, just 3 matches left. 2 of which are at home, followed by the final away trip to Studley on the last day. We are hoping next Saturday. Obviously, we're hoping by then United will be champions. All they've got to do is just keep on winning, and that's exactly what they're doing today. Moodham with a throw, straight to the feet of Chris Cox. Back to Moodham. He's got Blythe to the left, finds Blythe. Now forward to Cox. Back into the centre to Blythe. It's well cut out by Alice, but it's come back to Rich Blythe. Switches it to the left. Prinzel. O'Grady in the area. Tries to get past his man. Musa picks it up. He's lost it, but Musa gets it back. Glasgow. It's forced back. Blythe in the centre. Trying to stride forward again. Prinzel. Musa, United being forced back here, and they're forced back to Jamie Coleman in defence. They're going to go again. Long ball finds O'Grady. Good control by the United top scorer. Under pressure from Hadley, and Guest plays it back down line to Musa. Centred to Rich Blythe. Burgess. Striding towards goal. The touch was too much. United have it once more, as back's clearance only reached Rob Prinzel. His ball in towards the area. Too high for Blake. Back. Finds Obi. Bolehall have the situation back under control. United will pick up the ball once again with a throw-in. And a try from the Majeski Stadium. And Saracens have scored the try. But thankfully for Wasps, Owen Farrell has missed the conversion. So Wasps still lead, but it's now 7-5. And apparently Farrell's missed a couple of penalties as well. That's England's #1 flyer half we're talking about. Doesn't bode well for England in the Six Nations next year, does it? Glasgow can't keep the ball. It's well won back by Ben Millshaw. They've got to deal with this under pressure. Goodby plays it back to his goalkeeper, who hoofs it clear under pressure from Blake. But United have it back. Cox nods it to Burgess, who volleys it clear. Musa beaten to the ball and headed away by Gavin Allers. Glasgow intercepts. Prinzel, plenty of time at the back. Lofted ball towards O'Grady, headed on by O'Grady. Too much for Blake, and it's caught by Tom McNulty. Cox. Expecting the
Go on, Josh.
Final whistle, half-time whistle not to be too far away, and the clearance by McNulty, charged down by Blake. It has gone out for a goal kick, but good work there from Josh Blake. So we've got 5 minutes until half-time. Score remains Coventry United 1, Bolehall Swifts 0. Live coverage of this afternoon's match from Hillz FM Matchday with Liam Cook. Of course, we'd like you to get in touch with us via Twitter at Matchday Hillz for anything that you would like to say on this afternoon's game. And an equaliser at Nuneaton Griff. Nuneaton Griff 1, Racing Club Warwick 0. Danny Harris has scored. So Griff are level once again. We'll bring you up to date with the half-time scores around the grounds in 5 minutes' time, plus added time, of course. United kicked off 2 minutes early here at Sphinx Drive. Hadley, chip pass towards Obi. Coleman deals with it. Musa should get there first. In fact, it's shepherded out by Nick Hadley. Bolehall throw. Guess waiting for an opportunity. Foul throw claimed by the United players. It's come to nothing anyway. Hadley loses it. It's played down line. Guest retrieves the ball once again. Challenged by Musa. Gets it the second attempt. O'Grady. Good control by the winger. And Blake waiting for the ball. Trying to stay on side, but his stuttering has cost United an opportunity. And it's gone out for a Coventry United throw. Good clearance from Michael Pollard. Blake is trying to make sure that he timed his run correctly. He didn't quite. And the throw-in has been worked to nothing as well. Blake dispossessed once again. This on my Butler. Moved to take. He's got Blake, Cox, Blythe and O'Grady in support. He finds Chris Cox. Under pressure. It's forced out once again, this time by Goodby. It's another throw to Coventry United. The clock ticking towards half-time. O'Grady tries to play it back to Moodim. Moodim's got the ball. Still Moodim. Challenge from back proves to be nothing. It's put into the area. O'Grady trying to trick his way past the defence. Tries to do too much, but it's come to Cox. Long range shot! Oh, you beauty! What a strike from Chris Cox on the volley! Pick that one out! Well, that's why he's been named the Player of the Month. Coventry United double their advantage just before half-time. Chris Cox has been so influential during the second half of this season, and that's why. Crucial goals at crucial times, and goals in style as well. Coventry United 2, Bolehall Swifts 0, and what a way to make it 2. One of the goals of the season from Chris Cox. And the Bolehall players trying to G themselves up. They need to now. Is it too late already? Coventry United don't concede too many goals. Can I get an oh my God! Bromsgrove currently leading by 1-0. They're doing their bit at the Victoria Ground. Nuneaton Griff 1, Racing Club Warwick 1. And Peter Reynolds, that is truly an oh my God moment. Let's go. Long ball towards O'Grady, and the defender has let it go. O'Grady's touch let him down, and back's got to try and deal with this one, and plays it out for a Coventry United throw. O'Grady has to be on his toes for that one. Moon takes the throw quickly. Here's O'Grady chesting it, couldn't quite get away from back, but O'Grady's got it back. Finds a good work from Moodim. O'Grady still going. Brought down, referee says no, and Allers will be able to get this one away. Upfield towards Obi, dispossessed by Cox. Blythe, now Burgess, back to Blythe. He's got Moodim in support, finds Moodim, back to Blythe. Now Cox, great work in the centre by Coventry United. Chris Cox onto the left-hand side. Dasco, O'Grady on the edge of the area. Flipped by Blythe, it's cut out before Blake could get there, but fantastic skill from Coventry United, and a foul by Gavin Allers for a high boot on Gift Musa. Injury time will be taken effect very shortly. Coventry United with a comfortable lead. Not too many chances in this first half, but they've scored what little that they've been given. And the referee judging that there's no yellow card required for Gavin Allers. Grady prepares to take this free kick, takes it short to Rich Blythe. United looking for a crossing opportunity rather than the long ball into the area. Musa on the edge of the box. Under pressure from the defenders, it still gives Musa. Still Musa. He's still going. Eventually gives it to Moodin. Back to Musa. Down line. Blythe. Under pressure from Alice. Still going. Blythe blocks the clearance and it's gone out for a Bolehall throw. It's a couple of minutes remaining until half time. Not too sure how much added time's been added.
How long's extra time?
Not sure, hasn't been announced. There's been a few goals in the Premier League as well. Keep you up to date with those goals at half time. Blake putting the goalkeeper under pressure. And there's the final. There's the half-time whistle at Sphinx Drive. Coventry United, much like the Pelsall game, have done exactly what they need to do and nothing more. Thomas Glasgow with a low effort from outside the area, followed by a contender for goal of the season by Chris Cox. A beautiful volley, doubling United's advantage. Well, so far, United have done what they need to do. The Swifts haven't proven to be much of a test for Coventry United as yet, but of course everything can change in the second half, and we'll bring you live coverage of the second half between Coventry United and Bolehall Swifts live on Hillz FM Matchday from 4 o'clock. Right, before we swap the batteries, ready for the second half, let's go through the half-time scores from the professional leagues, starting with the Barclays Premier League. Manchester City 4, Stoke City 0, that's a full-time score. Aston Villa 0, Southampton 2, Bournemouth 1, Chelsea 2, and Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. Of course, we've got the FA Cup semi-final between Everton and Manchester United kicking off at 5:15. Onto the Championship now, one full-time score to bring you. Derby 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Onto the half-time scores now. Blackburn Rovers 1, Bristol City 0, Cardiff City 0, Bolton Wanderers 1, Charlton Athletic 0, Brighton Hove Albion 1, Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 2, Huddersfield Town 0, Birmingham City 0, Hull City 0, Leeds United 1, Middlesbrough 0, Ipswich Town 0, Milton Keynes Dons 1, Brentford 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Reading 1, and Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Rotherham United 0. One full-time from Sky Bet League 1, Sheffield United 0, Barnsley 0. That's a final score. Onto the... we've got another goal from the Keepmoat Stadium. We'll let you know about that just shortly. Onto the half-time scores, Bradford City 0, Walsall 0, Bury 0, Millwall 2, Colchester United 0, Burton 1, Doncaster Rovers 2, Coventry City 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Blackpool 0, Gillingham 0, Shrewsbury Town 1, Oldham Athletic 0, Crewe Alexandra 0, Peterborough United 0, Scunthorpe United 0, Port Vale 2, Rochdale 0, Swindon Town 0, Chesterfield 0, and Wigan Athletic 3, Southend 0. On to League 2 now. AFC Wimbledon 1, Leyton Orient 0, Accrington Stanley 1, York City 0. Things look very, very bleak for York at the minute. Bristol Rovers 1, Exeter City 0, Crawley Town 0, Carlisle United 0, Luton Town 0, Newport County 0, Mansfield Town 1, Barnet 1, Morecambe 1, Stevenage 2, Notts County 1, Cambridge United 1, Oxford United 1, Hartlepool United 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 3. Listen to that. Dagenham and Redbridge lead Plymouth by 3 goals to 0. That's Dagenham have already been relegated. Portsmouth 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, and Yeovil Town 1, Northampton Town 1. A couple of half-time scores to bring you from the Midland League Division 1. Of course, it's 2-0 here at Sphinx Drive. Coventry United leading Bolehall Swifts. Half-time at the Victoria Grand, Bromsgrove Sporting 1, Heath Hayes 0. And the half-time score from the Nuneaton Griff versus Racing Club Warwick. Warwick took the lead with a penalty before the equalising goal from Danny Harris, and in fact before half-time the Nuneaton have turned it around. Luke Shorthouse has made it 2-1. That's 39 goals for the season. So it's Nuneaton Griff 2, Racing Club Warwick 1. Right, we're going to take a short break now before we get into the second half of action here at Sphinx Drive. That last 10 minutes of play, United really picked themselves up and grabbed a couple of goals that makes it Coventry United 2, Bolehall Swifts 0. We're back in 5 or 10 minutes for the second half of this encounter. Don't go away.